Amazon just dropped a monster quarter, and the secret sauce? Well, it's pretty clearly AI. To really get how they pulled this off, we're going straight to the source, CEO Andy Jassy's opening remarks from their latest earnings call. So let's break down the story behind those huge numbers.
Okay, let's just start with the headline number because, wow, $180.2 billion in revenue for one quarter. That's a 12% jump from last year. And it's a super clear sign that every single part of Amazon's massive empire is just humming along.
So, how'd they do it? We're going to follow the strategy, straight from Jassy's playbook. We'll kick things off with the impressive financials, then dive into the real engine room, AWS, and of course, AI. From there, we'll see how all that tech is changing the way we shop, how it's fueling a massive ad business, and finally, we'll get a little peek at what Amazon is dreaming up for the future. All right, kicking off with the big picture. What makes this growth even more impressive is that they pulled it off while dealing with some pretty major financial headwinds. So, on paper, the official operating income was a very healthy $17.4 billion. But here's the real story. If you pull out a $2.5 billion FTC settlement and another $1.8 billion in severance costs, their actual operating income would have been over $21 billion. That just shows you how incredibly powerful and profitable their core business really is. So where is all this profitability coming from? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is in the engine room of Amazon's growth, Amazon Web Services, or AWS. And right now, AI is basically pouring jet fuel on that fire. You can see it right here on this chart. The growth is actually picking up speed quarter after quarter, hitting 20.2% in Q3. That's the fastest it's grown in almost 3 years. And you have to remember, this isn't some tiny startup. This is on a business that's already doing $132 billion a year. That kind of speed at that kind of scale is, well, it's almost unheard of. You know, there was one word that Jassy kept coming back to over and over again, a concept he really sees as the future of AI. And that word was agents. So what on earth is he talking about? Think of an AI agent like your own personal digital employee. You don't just ask it a question, you give it a whole mission. For example, you could say, plan a family vacation to Italy for the first 2 weeks of August, stay under a $10,000 budget, and find some cool activities for 2 teenagers. The agent then actually goes out, does the research, books the flights and hotels, and builds the whole itinerary for you. And this right here, this is classic Amazon strategy. See, instead of just building all the AI applications themselves, they're providing the fundamental building blocks, the picks and shovels, for everyone else to innovate. Tools like Strands make it super simple to create agents, while Agent Core gives you that secure, industrial-strength foundation you need to deploy them safely and at a massive scale. And Amazon isn't just selling the toolbox, they are using it themselves to build a whole fleet of AI agents. They've got Kira, which is helping developers write code way faster. And then there's Transform, an agent that has already saved customers hundreds of thousands of hours by modernizing their old software. This isn't just theory. These things are out in the wild delivering real value right now. Now, this slide gets right to the heart of Amazon's AI strategy. They're going after the biggest problem in AI, the absolutely insane cost of computing power. By designing their own custom chips, like Trainium, they're not just cutting costs, they're delivering 30 to 40% better performance for the price. That is a massive competitive advantage. And this quote from Jassy really just puts their ambition out there for everyone to see. He's saying that Bedrock, their AI platform built on these custom chips, could become as essential to the cloud as EC2, the original service that started this whole cloud revolution. That's not just a bold statement, it's a declaration that AI is the absolute future of their entire cloud business. So we've seen the incredibly powerful AI engine they're building in the cloud. Now let's talk about how that tech actually shows up in the place where most of us bump into Amazon, the shopping cart. According to Jassy, the focus for the retail team is still relentlessly fixed on its 3 original pillars: having the widest selection on earth, offering consistently low prices, and delivering everything with unmatched speed and convenience. The star of the show here is Rufus, Amazon's new AI shopping assistant. The whole goal is to make it feel like you're shopping with an expert. So instead of just searching for running shoes, you can ask Rufus something like, what are the best running shoes for a beginner with flat feet who runs on trails? And the results, they are staggering. Rufus is projected to generate an extra $10 billion in sales. That's not a typo. It is definitive proof that when you seamlessly weave helpful AI into the shopping experience, customers absolutely love it, and it drives massive, massive growth. All right, now for a part of Amazon's business that most people don't even think about, but has quietly turned into an absolute giant: advertising. To put this into perspective, Amazon's ad business generated $17.6 billion in just 3 months. That's more revenue than many entire companies make in a whole year. And it is still growing at an incredible 22% year over year. So what's fueling this crazy growth? Amazon is taking its powerful advertising tools and letting other companies use them. Through these new partnerships with giants like Netflix and Spotify, Amazon is essentially becoming the advertising engine for a huge portion of the internet. Finally, Jassy gave us a little peek into the future, showing off Amazon's most ambitious projects. This is where you really see that their vision goes so far beyond just selling books and cloud servers. We are not talking about small tweaks here. Amazon is making these massive, long-term bets on world-changing technologies. They are literally building a new internet in space with satellites and putting self-driving robotaxis on our streets. And just look at the progress. A smarter, more conversational Alexa is doubling user engagement. Project Cooper already has over 150 satellites blanketing the globe. And their self-driving car company Zoox is already giving public rides in Las Vegas. These are not side projects. They are full-scale attempts to build the future. So, the big takeaway from Amazon's incredible quarter is this: AI is no longer just a department or a feature. It's the new electricity powering every single part of their business, from the cloud to your shopping cart to the cars on our streets. It's the engine of their present and the blueprint for their future, which leaves us with one pretty fascinating question. With AI at its core, what will Amazon build next?